In this video I will show you what comes in the box with the Festool TS55 track saw, my first impressions and review of the tool, and why I chose these tracks. Later in this video I'll put this tool to the test so you can see what it's capable of. As an added bonus, I'll show you what extras come with the fan edition and what I would do differently if I bought this saw again. I bought this Festool TS55 with my own money, so I'm free to say whatever I want about this tool and give you my honest opinion. I can already tell you that I regret waiting so long to buy this great tool. This TS55 exceeds my expectations and I'll explain you why in this video, so stay tuned. Before I begin unboxing, I'd like to say a few words about the sustainer. The TS55 comes in a strong and durable sustainer with two bottom hooks. Because of these hooks, sustainers can be connected to other sustainers. The T-lock allows you to lock them together, which is useful for construction site loading and unloading. The genius of these locks is that turning them in this position keeps the sustainers connected, while you can open the one you need. Now let's open this box and see what you get when you buy this tool. My first impression of this track saw is that Festool uses solid, high quality materials. Besides that, all adjustable parts are easily accessible and simple to use. Let's begin with this plunge lock. The saw cannot be started until it's pushed in. The next thing is the depth gauge, which is located up front. The upper level indicates the depth when the saw is used on the track, while the lower level indicates the depth when the saw is used without a track. With this small knob, you can adjust the depth stop. You can tilt the saw from 0 to 45 degrees using these bevel knobs. You can adjust the saw with this small screw until it can make perfect 90-degree cuts. But it doesn't stop here. Because of this knob and this lever, you can cut wider than 45 degrees and 90 degrees on this saw. You can make bevel cuts up to 43 degrees and -1 degree. The adjustable jaws allow you to keep the saw in place on the track. Here you can see how this works. It's crucial to ensure that there is no movement between the base and the track. On the side, there is a viewing window and chip guard. This can be replaced with a green splinter guard, which helps to reduce splintering on the outside of the cut. When you plunge the saw, you can see that there is a spring-loaded riving knife at the back of the blade that comes down smoothly. This TS55 is powered by a brushed motor, and the brushes are easily accessible if they need to be replaced. This motor allows you to rotate the blade at different speeds. To do this, you can use the speed dial ranging knob from 1 to 6, which is located beneath the handle. Changing the saw blade on the TS55 is simple, but before you do this, always turn off the power first. In the handle there is an Allen wrench that you can use to replace the blade. Raise the blade lock lever and plunge the saw until it locks in place. Turn the screw counterclockwise and pull the blade out. Install the new blade by placing it on the arbor, then install the locking washer and tighten it clockwise. Now you can close the blade lock lever and gently let the saw come back into position. Now, before I bought this track saw, I had already worked with this great tool, and that helped me in selecting the tracks I needed. Because of that experience, I wanted those tracks as long as possible, and I will explain you why. I'm not a big fan of connecting the tracks. Even when the official Festool connectors are used on both the top and bottom of the tracks do not appear to line up and the track saw can become stuck. The tracks come in different lengths, and I started with the 2700mm and the 1400mm options. These allow me to cut a sheet of plywood in both length and width. Now I have a question for you. If you own a track saw or you're planning to buy one, what length of tracks would you take? Just let me know in the comments, because that will inspire me, but also other viewers. The tracks are made of aluminum and have a guide bar on which the saw rides. These two green strips at the top reduce friction and let the saw slide easily, while two foam strips at the bottom increase friction on the workpiece. Clamps can be placed in the bottom groove of the track to ensure that it stays in place. The track also includes a replaceable splinter guard that must be cut to size with the track saw before use. This serves as a reference and prevents splintering on the inside of the cut. you can see that there are holes in this 1400mm track. These are all 32mm apart, and I bought this type of track so that I can later use it with the LR32 system. I will be reviewing the system soon, and later I will post videos showing you how I use this system to build new cabinets, a miter saw station, and a workbench for my workshop. So subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss out. I used to use my circular saw to cut all of my sheet materials. The track saw is designed to do the same thing, but a little slower and much more precisely. From now on, I will only use the circular saw for quick and rough cuts. The depth of the cuts is 55mm when cutting at the 90° angle, and 43mm cutting at the 45° angle. Now, the quality of the cuts is amazing, and that was something I was aware of, and it was important for me when selecting a track saw for the work I'm doing. For this test, I made a crosscut on a piece of birch plywood. Normally there is a chance of splinters with this type of cut, but here there was no splinter to be found. The next test was a miter joint. This cut was no problem for the saw, and as you can see, it turned out pretty well. Now, I promised at the beginning of this video that I would show you what extras comes with the TS55 fan edition. I'm not sure if this is available in all countries, but it was in Belgium. Now, this fan edition cost me the same as the regular edition, but it included the Festool tape measure and the Pica marker Festool edition. The tape measure appears to be very solid, with a clearly readable tape measure, 2 handy release buttons, and a hook I've never seen before. The Pica marker is nothing new to me, as it has been my favorite marking tool for years. Now, there are also a few things that I would do differently if I had to buy this tool again. And the first thing I would do is not wait that long. I could have improved the quality of my projects, worked faster, and saved money if I had bought this track saw sooner. Another thing I would do differently is to buy this 2700mm track, but with the holes in it as I have on the 1400mm track. Like that, I can use the LR32 system on a longer track without having to move it and make mistakes. Now, this Festool is worth the money in my opinion, but that is something that each person must decide for themselves. You can do this by combining all the information of this video with the information I shared with you in this video, and then deciding whether Festool is also the best option for you.